Did you strain your back while trying to lift something heavy? And you went to the emergency room and you didn't want to take the medications they gave you? If that's you, you've come to the right place. Hello, I'm Dr. Lin with Empowerment Physical Therapy, and today I want to educate you about the things that you could do when you strain your back and that you don't want to take some of the medications they give you at the emergency room. Frankly, a lot of the things they give you at the emergency room will alleviate the pain, but it won't solve the root cause of your back issue. It happened to one of our patients where she strained her back while trying to lift something heavy while she was moving her daughter's stuff. And she went to the emergency room and they gave her pain medications. And it made her feel drowsy. And she didn't want to take it. Here are a couple of things that you could do when you strain your back in an emergency and you don't want to take the medications that the emergency room gave you. A lot of times they mask the symptoms. First thing first, when you strain your back, your system contracts. Your body contracts. Your breathing gets shallow because of the pain. And that any movement you have probably irritates it and would trigger it. And you're afraid to move or do anything that will make it even worse. So one of the things that I recommend, first thing and foremost, is to do some deep, what we call stomach breathing. There's a couple ways we can do this. We could do it sitting, or we could do it lying on your back or on your stomach. I'm going to show you all three of those ways that you could do so that you can re-engage your breath and your core, and that's going to lessen the pain you have. Because when you strain your back, your system now, your lower back is locked, and your back is engaged more than your front. And we forget about how to breathe through your stomach. And we start breathing from here, your chest, which is not meant to be done throughout the day. So first and foremost, we'll talk about deep breathing. You want to do it sitting. Put one hand on your stomach and one hand on your chest. First, realize where you're breathing from. If your arm and your chest is coming up first, you're probably breathing from your chest. If your arms and your belly rises first, then you're breathing from your stomach. So this is how we kind of teach somebody or retrain someone to learn how to breathe again. And we'll do a 6-second inhale and a 6-second exhale for about 2 or 3 minutes. That'll help restore and normalize your breathing pattern and kind of calm you down. And in essence, would also decrease your back issue. So now, because you're now learning to re-engage your stomach as opposed to your back. A lot of times we forget about how to re-engage our core and our stomach when we strain our back. That pain in the back is yelling and screaming louder than it should. Imagine having 2 kids. One kid is screaming louder than the other. Guess what do you hear? You hear the kid that's screaming the loudest. Yes or no? Exactly. So in this case of, the kid in the back, when you strain your lower back, the kid in the back is screaming louder. And that's the one thing we pay attention to, that we forget about the kid in the front. that's also yelling and needs our help. So you would then breathe through your stomach. Inhale for 6 seconds. Exhale for another 6 seconds. And then continuously do that for about 2 or 3 minutes. And you'll realize how much of that one calms down your nervous system. And as a result, that also lowers your pain in your back. And it gives you more control and clarity over your pain. So that's one way of doing it, sitting. The other way to do it, if you don't feel comfortable sitting, is do it on your stomach. We call it crocodile breathing. So you let gravity do its course. Put your forehead on your arms and just kind of push your belly button. As you inhale, you're pushing your belly button into the table. Inhale for 6 seconds. And then exhale for another 6. Do it for about 2 or 3 minutes. That's how you do it in your stomach. The way I would do it, when you flip on your back, if you're more comfortable in your back, bend your knees, first and foremost, to protect your back. Because if you strain your knee, it will strain your back a little bit. So, go ahead and put your hands on your belly and kind of breathe from that position. Your hand is there to help guide the breathing. You can either do this, put both your hands on your belly, or put one on your chest and one on your belly, so you can tell where you're breathing from. So, breathing is number one. That's the first and foremost. The second thing we need to do is to do some trigger point release. That's one of the things that's going to calm down your system when you strain your back. And here's something that you could do, is to take a lacrosse ball and put it in a spot that hurts. And lean against the wall. All I want you to do is to put some pressure through that spot. And I'll let you gauge how much pressure you can put on that spot. You want to do enough to move the needle, but not too much where you're screaming. And then from that, breathe through your stomach. Hold it for about 2 or 3 minutes at a time. That'll take out some of the pressure points. This is a natural and holistic way of taking out some of the aches and pains in your back. Some deep tissue release. So that is one. That's another one. Breathing, trigger point release. Those will all calm down your system to decrease the pain, loosen things up, give you some relief, get you moving in the right direction so you can get some help. Third thing is cupping. I don't know if you guys have seen Michael Phelps in his last Olympics, but he had these cupping marks on his shoulders. And that's when cupping blew up. Cupping will instantly relieve the pressure in your back. Instant. Just like that. And it's all natural, holistic. What it does is it pulls your tissue up. Think of massages pushing in. This pulls up. Allows blood flow to rush in there to start the healing process. That's the beauty of cupping. And all those three things we talked about are natural holistics. And that's what we believe. We want you to make sure you can heal yourself without using medications, injections, or the possibility of risky surgeries. And we've helped countless patients with that issue. The lady that had injured her back while lifting something heavy for her daughter has now gotten back to walking and taking care of her son. And it's through these natural remedies that we've talked about and teached her. And the next step in the phase is to help her maintain the strength that she's built and progress. All right, that's it for today. To sum it up, if you strain your back and you've been to urgent care or the emergency room, and all they did for you was to give you pain medications that you don't want to take, that makes you feel drowsy, that masks your pain, and it doesn't tackle the root cause of your problem, these are the 3 things you can do. Deep breathing, focus on that. Do some trigger point release with the ball, if you have one. If you don't have a lacrosse ball, you can use a tennis ball or a baseball. And then cupping. Figure out cupping will instantly relieve that pressure in your lower back so that you don't have to depend on the things that doesn't solve your issue. All right. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned until next time.